Okay. Everyone, good morning, Tina. Good morning, Ricardo.
Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
Welcome to your Social Equity and Real Estate Mentor and Career Program, Mentorship Class number 4, Marketing versus Branding, for the Social Equity Cohort number 3. And Frank Homer presenting today from the KW Princeton Market Center. Pleased to be here with you. So we'll go ahead and, yeah, thank you, Ricardo. So we'll go ahead and I guess, I don't know if it's appropriate to ask, if there's anything up to this point, any questions or anything previously, but, Tina, if you have something, we can cover it at the end. But if there's anything just top of mind right now.
No, I'm good for now.
Okay, great. So let's see if this slides cooperate with me. All right, so we're getting one step closer. Welcome to Class 4. We're looking forward to an exciting, game-changing session to get you in the right mindset of being a successful realtor. So let's get busy. Expectations today. So participants will learn how to create marketing that aligns with their personal brand. Participants will understand the responsibilities and expectations of the upcoming real estate school. Essential question, and what is the difference between branding and marketing in real estate and life? What is your personal brand? How are you preparing for real estate school? And a resource reference here from Good to Great by Jim Collins. So let's talk about marketing versus branding. I guess this is the opening question. Is there a difference between branding versus marketing? Or maybe not a difference, but what would you say is the definition of each, or how would you describe each? Tina, I'll call on you.
Oh, wow. I would think that branding is more personal, so to speak. When it comes to marketing yourself, and then marketing is just more general.
Right.
That was good. That was a very, very good start. I like how you said, Tina, branding is basically promoting who you are, right? The personal essence of who you are, whether it's your values, whether it's your level of customer service and or hospitality. And then the marketing aspect is basically what you're selling, So as a real estate agent, you have your brand, which is what you represent, but then your marketing being able to service people with helping them buy, sell, or invest in properties. So your branding is really who you are, right? And then how you can interpret that through your level of service with real estate. And then marketing is basically what it is that you're selling on this particular time or this day or this month or this quarter.
Okay.
And I think there's a video. I think this video, Frank, is there a video here that you're going to run that after we discuss it?
Okay, right. If I click on this, it's going to run the video. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So absolutely, Tina, you're 100% correct. And it's what makes I guess also it's what's memorable about the brand, right? It's what sets them apart. It's what makes them unique. When you think about the big brands, think about any consumer product that you have. Pick laundry soap, or pick the laundry detergent, for example. How many brands of laundry detergent can you think of off the top of your head?
Oh, at least 5 or 6.
Which one comes to your mind first?
Tide.
The one you use the most?
Yes.
Right. And then maybe another one, right? Maybe the second one you use, or maybe you use it all the time, or maybe part-time or intermittently, or as a substitute, maybe.
Game. And then you have store brands. And then
exactly.
And you know what, Frank? I knew that you were going with that, because I think I shared with Tina, like in one of the first couple classes, how most people, and I say this all the time, the average person can only remember 3 of a particular brand or level of service when it comes to a realtor or a lawyer or a doctor or, you know, a restaurant. It's like 3 is the most our mind could hold at one time. So
Right.
that's why it's important when you're marketing and branding yourself that you are what we call top of mind in the real estate game. Frank, I'm assuming that's where you were going. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, that's exactly it, right? Not only, you know, does your mind only have a capacity for a certain number, but then there's also a loyalty to those brands, right?
Correct.
And that's kind of the second part to it. So they've created a niche, a position in the market that makes them unique or stand out, that's different. And yes, they have to do the marketing, and they're all doing marketing, and maybe there's some different creative ways to do that, you know, but how are they standing out different from each other? So, you know, that's exactly right. And honestly, you know, how many of those other brands are you actually purchasing and spending money with? You know, it's only when your main first or second choice is unavailable are you going to those other brands as an alternative. So
Correct.
and we're going to talk more about that. I had some other concepts and things I wanted to share actually from MREA, but let's go ahead and watch the video, and we'll go from there.
Stephen Horohan here at brandmasteracademy.com, and in this video
Perfect.
you're going to learn the difference between branding and marketing. But by the end of this video, you're going to have the skills to be able to articulate the difference so clearly that your colleagues and your clients will be going, oh yeah, that's pretty simple. Now, this is not a new debate, branding versus marketing, marketing versus branding. It's an age-old debate, and I'm not talking about newbie entrepreneurs and, you know, people that are wet behind the ears having this debate. I'm talking about seasoned professionals, marketers, branders, brand strategists, designers, all having this debate to split the difference between the two. Now, this is not a game of semantics here. It's not splitting hairs. It's not a case of which came first, the chicken or the egg. There are clearly different roles and different goals of both branding and marketing. And if I do my job well enough here, you're not just going to be able to understand the difference between the two, you're going to be able to explain and articulate to colleagues and to clients so that they're just going to get it. So let's start with branding. What is branding? Well, we can start by defining what it's not. And I hate to do this because you've heard it a million times before, but branding is not a logo. Yeah, that's true. Branding is not a logo, but it's also not the purpose, the vision, the mission. It's not the differentiation strategy. It's not the personality, the tone of voice, or any of one of these individual things. And it's also not the creation of any of these things. I've heard branding defined as the creation of a logo or the creation of a brand strategy. It's not the creation of any of those elements. Branding is the act of expressing a brand to attract and nurture the target audience to become or remain a customer by shaping their perceptions. In other words, branding is the expression of everything that the brand represents, from its position to its internal brand, its visual identity, what its values are. Everything that the brand expresses about who it is branding, whether that's visually, verbally, written, or otherwise. So when you tweet, you're branding. When you post a piece of content, you're branding. When you place an advertisement in the market, you're branding. When you do some SEO, you're branding. When you have a display ad, you're branding. And also when you have a customer service rep on the phone, you're branding. So every last touch point of your brand is a piece of branding, and that includes all of your advertising and all of your marketing. So how does that differ to marketing then? Well, marketing is the promotion of a product, service, or the brand itself in order to drive sales. So there is a lot of crossover here with branding. So SEO is marketing, SEM is marketing, content promotion is marketing, also advertising is marketing. Anything on the front lines of the brand that drives sales is marketing. So when is marketing not actually branding? Well, the answer to that is never. So that means that all instances of marketing is branding. Any form of marketing at any touch point is the front lines of that brand. Therefore, it's an expression of the brand, and that is branding. So the short answer to that question is all marketing is a form of branding. So doesn't that mean that all branding is marketing? Well, no, it doesn't. And this is the key to this video here. This is the difference between the two. This is where we're able to separate branding and marketing. You see, there are many different forms of expression of a brand, but not all expressions of a brand are in relation to promoting a product or a service that lead directly to a sale. So while branding includes all forms of promotional content and all forms of marketing where there is a direct sale linked to that form of promotion, it also includes every other touch point and every other expression of the brand where there is no sale attached, where there is no call to action, and it's just about nurturing the relationship. So an example of this could be customer service, it could be packaging design, or an email drip sequence, or a how-to video, or ongoing content that gets fed to the audience. Any form of communication where there is no ask, it's all about the relationship, it's all about nurturing. So any form of communication where there is no motive there is no direct motive, there is no direct sale involved, it's just communication and it's just nurturing, that also is branding. So branding includes the marketing and the promotions, but it also includes all form of communication where there is no promotion and it's just about nurturing. So let's distill that and simplify it and split the difference between branding and marketing. What is the big difference between branding and marketing? Well, branding wants a relationship and marketing wants a transaction. And just like all relationships, any relationship between people, they include and make possible the transaction that happened within that relationship, but the relationship is far more than just transactions. So I hope that cleared something up for you there, and that you now have the skills to be able to go out and articulate that difference to colleagues and to clients, because this is an argument that's been going on for a long time and not a lot of people have the clarity or the ability to articulate the difference between the two. But if you are able to do that and you are able to help your colleagues and to help your clients to understand, they'll be grateful for that clarity. So it is our jobs as brand builders, as brand managers and leaders to be able to split the difference between those key elements of promoting a business. And if we're able to help the people around us to understand it as well, well then we're going to help those relationships and we're going to help our brand as well, because anybody with their hands on our brand is expressing our brand, and we want them to understand the goals of branding, the goals of marketing, so they can go out and do their jobs properly. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when I've got new videos coming out. If you want exclusive brand strategy techniques and tips, well then head on over to brandmasteracademy.com and sign up for the newsletter. It's free and I will drop those techniques directly into your inbox. But I want to hand it over to you now. Did you like this video? Did you learn something new? Do you have a fresh perspective on the difference between branding and marketing? And can you now go out and articulate that to colleagues and to clients? Or do you have a different point of view? I would love to know either way in the comments box below. If you've got any questions at all in relation to the difference between branding and marketing, please let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer all of those. Until next time, happy branding, brand like a master, and I will see you in the next video.
All right. What'd you think about that?
He went kind of fast, but I'm glad it's being recorded so I can actually watch it again. But that was interesting. The one thing that did stand out to me was that he said all marketing is a form of branding, which I definitely agree with. And but he did break it down pretty well.
Right. Yeah, one thing that jumped out at me, the difference was where branding was the relationship, right? And
Yes.
even the packaging or the feel or the look, whereas marketing was more transactional, attracting business, right?
Mhm.
But I thought thinking of branding as a relationship, I thought that that resonated with me. That's probably the best way I would describe it. So thinking about those products, any of the products, it's the relationship you have. I guess that goes to the brand loyalty. It's the relationship that you have with the product. I guess it's what's in there, right? Quality, service, reliability.
Mhm.
So you know when you use that product or that service what you can expect, and they've built a
Mhm.
track record of consistently delivering that experience, that relationship, right? And that's why you go back to them. So that's That was my takeaway, but that's great. Thanks for sharing, Tina. We'll jump back in the slides here. Oh, let's see. There we go. Okay, I guess a good question. What's my brand? Any initial thoughts around Tina's brand? Who Tina is, who Tina represents?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, Frank. I was going to say, Tina, do you have an idea or inclination on what you want to be known for? Like, what do you want people to think when they think of Tina as the realtor, as a professional real estate agent? What's the first thing that you want to come to mind when they think of you, or when they're referring you to someone and say, "Oh, you got to use Tina because of this," like, right? What would you like that to be? Because you get to create that.
My customer service and professionalism.
Excellent. And what are some ways that you think that you could bring that across as your brand? How do you think you can brand that as what you are? Maybe from what you've experienced when you've gone to other places or dealt with other levels of service, or even with your own credit repair business.
Just simply by the way I treat people. Because I'm always smiling. I mean, for the most part, I treat people the way I want to be treated. And smiling and joyful, and wanting them to be happy with their choices, giving them options, and just being excited for them.
That's awesome. Those are all great things. I love every bit of it. That's amazing.
Yeah. So let's what is the 4 P's of marketing? Let's talk about that for a second. So number 1 is the product, number 2 is the place, 3 is the price, 4 promotion advertising. So the advertising is only one piece of the marketing mix. In this case, obviously, we're talking about real estate, and as the product, obviously the product is the real estate. As the professionals, what we're delivering is a service, and the specific service that we're providing is a fiduciary service, which means that basically you're professionally representing them and putting their needs ahead of yours, and you're doing everything you can as the local expert of the market, to keep yourself informed of what's going on in the markets, pricing, availability, inventory, trends in the industry, right? Mortgage, interest rates, all that good stuff. So it's around service, and I think it's similar to your current business, right?
Yes.
So in that, in terms of a product, it's really service oriented. In terms of a place and price, I guess in real estate, the place would be, the area that you work in or that you specialize in. A lot of agents, your license will allow you to do business anywhere in the state. But as a professional, as that fiduciary, you have a responsibility to be knowledgeable about areas to the depth that you can professionally and purposefully represent them. So in other words, you're not going someplace that you don't know anything about the houses or what's going on with the market, which means that you may not be providing the best service to your clients and customers. So place is important. Price, I think when you look at the service, like in your current business that you already provide, and you shared some of this before, it may not come down to price. It may come down to how the people feel about you, right? If they like working with you, if they trust you, right? So the price, I think, goes along with that as well. It's what makes you different, and obviously price could be used to stand out, different from the competition. It may be used to attract new clients and customers, but it still ties back to the level and quality of service that you provide. Some agents may provide different levels of service, and that could be reflected in different pricing. So you might have, let's say, 3 different packages of levels of service that you can provide somebody. And, maybe, during your consultation with them, you're discussing with them the level of service that they're going to need for their particular transaction, right? Promotion and advertising. So this is the beginning maybe of the marketing side of getting out there and getting your brand known. So how you promote it, how you advertise it, a lot of different things, and we'll touch on some of that here too in terms of lead generation around marketing, but promotion and advertising also. And again, it's only one piece of the marketing mix. Do you have anything you wanted to share or relate to based upon your current business and the 4 Ps?
Yeah, because our product is our product is I'm sorry, I'm sitting up here drawing a blank. Our product is our protection plan because
Okay.
it includes more than just credit restoration.
Mm-hmm.
And our price is affordable, and because of everything that is provided, it's only $89 a month, especially in comparison to the other credit restoration agencies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the way we promote and market or advertise through social media, through home buying seminars, and whether it's online or in person, thanks to hooking up with Mickey. And but a variety of ways of promoting what we do.
Awesome. That's all great. How about the they call it your USP, your unique selling proposition. So I think you touched on some of that here. You answered a few of those here. What makes you special, right?
Yes.
So in that other example you gave, what was it about? What made you special or different from the other credit restoration companies?
Oh, what makes us different is that, again, we just offer more than just credit restoration. We have we offer a will and trust. We offer a client portal for the clients to keep up with everything that's happening with their credit services. We offer identity monitoring. We offer a budgeting tool, a savings tool, a debt payoff tool. So anything that they are paying on time, it actually helps them to calculate if they want to pay it off sooner. We offer other additional services that other agencies just don't offer. They only offer the credit restoration services, and we also um, dispute all the negative items at one time, where other agencies can only dispute 2 to 3 negative items at a time, which takes
Interesting.
much longer than how long it would take for them to actually do their services with us.
Right. That's really fascinating. So, in that example, that I guess that would be a good reason why clients would use your company over another company as well, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So in terms of real estate, we have the same conversation. Honestly, other agents may not be as focused on the personal brand or branding, and they're just advertising and marketing. But I think like you've touched on some really good examples here, and you could draw the parallels where for the real estate professional, where you can find those other touch points, those other pieces of value that you can add to that, so that you're not just, they say, transactional, right? You're not just there to, you know, help them find and buy a house so that you can get paid, right? You're really there to build a relationship, you know, number one. And that's what grows into the opportunities to serve them, you know, in the transaction. So how about, I don't know if there's, you experience a lot of this, but is there a difference between your company's brand and your personal brand? At least, you know, in terms of your business currently, are you able to brand yourself personally different or in parallel with the company, or how's that look?
Yes, I do have a personal brand, which I call Crawford Financial. And what I do is once a month, I follow up with my clients to see how they're doing.
Awesome. So you're checking in, maybe you're checking in transactionally on the process, but you're also checking in with them personally, right?
Yes,
Right. So you're continuing to every time you touch them, you're building on the relationship.
yes,
Exactly. So they're getting more familiar with you. They're actually, and now they're starting to build that mind share of why, you know, Crawford Financial's different than the other companies out there, right?
yes.
So this is exact. I'm just going through this with you because I think it's a great example, and I think your other business is very parallel to real estate. So I think where you're winning in some of those other places right now, in your person in that business, if you can apply that same strategy to the real estate side, and maybe even leverage some of that brand that you already have created for yourself, and just leverage that into real estate, I think that would be great. When we talk about closings here, um, and obviously your current clients, customers also, they have a closing in the sense that they're accomplishing the mission, right, that you set out to partner with them on.
Yes.
So how does that look? And what happens after that? Is that, you know, is there just an end date in the future where that relationship, you know, has you've reached them, you've met the mission, you completed the mission, and that relationship, what happens to the relationship after that?
Sometimes people keep in touch and inform us if they end up buying a home and thank us for our services. And if it wasn't for us, they probably wouldn't have been able to do that. They end up buying, able to buy a car, um, and things like that. They keep us
Sure.
informed on how, how good they're able to do since they've joined our program.
Awesome. And so and so this doesn't happen overnight. We're using this your other business as an example, but that credit restoration doesn't happen overnight, does it? I'm assuming months or maybe even years.
Yes,
Mm,
yes. And I let them know right in the beginning, please don't expect overnight results.
right. So that's great too, right? You're setting expectations up front so that, you know, you're delivering the best and highest service to them. I like that it doesn't really have an end date, right? They accomplish
Right.
the mission, but then they stay in relationship with you, and you have the other products and services that continues to service them after that primary mission or that transaction's been completed as well.
Yes.
And the real estate's the same way. So when we talk about closings, you know, that's only one transaction. That's just transactionally, but that doesn't mean the relationship ends. And you know what we're finding is the agents who are able to continue to provide value after the closing, that can stay in relationship with that person, can continue to do business with them in the future, right? They may have additional friends and family that they can refer. They may have future real estate
Hmm.
needs, possibly investment properties, helping with the kids, upsizing, downsizing, and really the goal, maybe for, you know, for credit restoration, but also I think more especially for real estate, is to really stay in relationship with that person over the course of their lifetime. In the
Yes.
United States, you know, they say people move every 5 to 7 years, and maybe most people will have 4 to 5 transactions in a lifetime. And the goal there is really to be, you know, with them for each one of those.
Yes.
So it's the experience also after the transaction and the maintaining of the relationship and keeping that personal brand in front of them, maintaining that mind share that they don't forget about you, the day after, and likewise that you don't forget about them.
Right.
So let's go from good to great. Good is the enemy of greatness. Let's start with focus. So I think in your other business, again, it's just great examples in parallel here. Obviously, getting focused on your brand and who you are and what you do would be the starting point. I don't know if you have any specific ideas on the real estate side about, parlaying that into real estate, what you've been doing with your personal brand and the opportunities to grow with that. It could be also who you're partner with. So in your current business, do you have other third parties that you work with?
Oh yes. Mostly realtors
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes car salesmen.
Mm-hmm. You work with
Um,
lenders also?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you have a team of people that helps you to provide and deliver that credit restoration, right?
Yes.
So real estate, you could think of it as the same way. You're going to have a team of people that can also help you to market, right? So you may have mortgage representatives that help, with the money side of things. You may have a title company that helps with title. You have attorneys. You may also have other people, contractors, vendors, right?
Yes.
So that team of professionals that you surround yourself with, also are, on board your team, your brand and marketing, in the sense that, like, obviously they need to be aligned, right? There's some commonality, obviously quality, service, professionalism, those are all, great things to be known for. But think of that also as your team and who you're with and how that marketing can be done, as a team, as a program of service, right? Because I guess when I think about what you do as credit restoration, it's not just, you alone doing it. You have a team of people helping you to do it. And real estate's the same way. You'll have a team of professionals that when someone hires you to buy or sell a house, that you're bringing this team with you. And again, you're bringing a program, and an experience to the table. A culture of discipline. What you do every day adds up over time. So have you seen that specifically in your business, maybe from the time you got started to, I'm not sure, obviously you had some beginning of that business, but then it's now graduated to a level of maturity.
Yes.
So so would you say a culture of discipline contributed to that?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely.
So what you do every day adds up over time, right?
Yes.
Any examples that jump out at you, in terms of delivering that quality product and service consistently?
Um, mm, yes, by doing presentations and mostly by doing presentations and building relationships, consistently building relationships.
Right. And so there's presentations and follow up as well.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
pretty
Lots of follow up.
you're pretty systematic about it.
Yes.
Awesome. Is there anything else you can think of? I don't know if you do any specific marketing, or lead generation for that business. I know you've shared a little bit before about how you get introduced to people. Is there anything you're doing on the marketing side on a consistent basis, either you or the parent company?
Yes, we do. I definitely do social media marketing on 4 different like on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm not trying to get a little more popular on what's the video one?
TikTok?
TikTok. Trying to come out my shell for TikTok.
Awesome.
So hopefully this will help me do that.
Yes. So, I think that's great. So on the branding side, you're very consistent in the relationship piece and following up with the clients and customers, making sure that they understand the process, that you're setting expectations with them. That's great. And you're marketing your brand and the company's business and services also consistently. So reasonably confident that the discipline of those two is what's contributing to your success.
Yes.
So I guess, in terms of an evaluation, creating a mission and a vision statement for you personally, for your real estate business. I don't know if you've had thoughts around that, or if you've defined it as a mission or a vision. Do you have a specific mission or vision? Does the parent company have one, or do you personally have one?
Actually, no, I don't.
Interesting. So in terms of a mission is the goal or the objective. It's what we're setting out to do. So for our company, for Keller Williams, for example, our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Nice.
So that's the mission. That's the goal that we're trying to accomplish for each one of our associates here. And the vision is to be the real estate company of choice for our agents, the real estate company of choice that provides the real estate platform that our agents, plural, clients and buyers prefer, clients and customers prefer. So the point there, the vision is a future looking statement, I guess, in the sense of like where we're going. So, along that journey, we're building out the technology platform that not only our agents prefer to run their business on, but also for our consumers, our clients and customers. So in terms of the data, market information, other information along those lines, not just the price and days on market, but community information, schools, religious purposes, businesses, all of that, if someone's moving new to an area, being able to connect them to all that information. So it's an end-to-end platform for the agents and the consumer, and it goes again beyond the transaction. It's relationship, and that's the brand. That's what we want to be known for. There is I'll share the link with the video on YouTube to building a business, marketing and branding, and the homework here, I guess the assignment would be to craft a mission and a vision for yourself and your personal business. Maybe start with what you have now. Think about your current business and just replace the words, right? Replace the product or the service. But I think you have a bit of a mission and a vision already in there, in the credit restoration side.
Yes.
So that's the end of our slides here. I thought maybe I would just jump. Vicky, thanks for joining us, sir. It's 9:48. I don't know if you had any other thoughts or suggestions here, anything you wanted to add?
Good morning, Diva.
Good morning, Mickey.
So I came in about half hour ago. It was all good stuff. But you have a lot of stuff on your social media which you could put together for your branding and marketing, because you're always coming from a place of contribution which resonates with Keller Williams. Yeah, we're service first, sales second, and your message you give on your social media posts, they present that, or they put that out there as well. So I think that's important. And in your marketing mission, other than your social media, you're stuck doing events with me, the Hessners, and whoever else we bring in, which is a great way to connect with the public. So, I mean, events is a lead generation tool. Not only are you sharing information, but it gives you the ability to have a two-way communication at the end of the meeting or during it, if there's a Q&A, that you can connect with people and talk to them. and it doesn't cost you anything but a smile and time. And then value proposition, when Frank was talking about price, what makes you you? What do you bring to the table? You know, everybody's going to always ask you, what do you do different? All of us can say we put a sign in the yard, we make appointments and everything else, but what else do you do to make you you and make you a KW agent? Because we do stuff better and different.
Tina, I don't know if you received a copy yet. Do you have a copy of MREA? It might be in the mail, but do you have a copy of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, the red book?
No.
Okay, well, we have a copy for you. We definitely want to make sure you get that. There are some sections in there. I was just going to maybe touch on a few of them here real quick. But basically, you'll get a copy of that book as well. Just some different things here in terms of what. Whoops, sorry. I was going to share just some of the different ideas behind that. So difference between, say, the fiduciary and the functional, which I think is the real big the big piece here, especially for the real estate professional. So let's see if I can share it properly. Here we go. So you think about the difference between functional and fiduciary. As a fiduciary, you know, you're high level, you're high relationship, you're accepting responsibility, you're mastering the skills at a high level, you're perceiving information, you're anticipating their needs, you're interpreting the data, you have a big picture viewpoint, you're advising and consulting them, you're self-directed, you have legal responsibility, of course, and you're also their partner, and you own the results. You educate and guide along the process. You're involved in the decision making, and you're using your judgment and intuition. Irreplaceable, right? I think number 17 and 18 there, irreplaceable and highly paid go hand in hand. That, you know, I think that's what we're, you know, ultimately aiming for at the highest and best level of service that we can provide. So we'll get you a copy of that book. There's definitely more in that section of lead generation around prospecting and marketing, and more you can dive into there in marketing and also with some branding ideas as well. So,
Okay.
Mickey, yeah. So, Mickey, thanks for joining us today. Tina, did you have any thoughts or questions up to this point?
Not at this moment. I'll go over the recording again and take it from there.
Okay, great. Yeah, let us know if you have any questions and we'll be happy to answer. If you have a draft of that, if you want to run it past us, I'd be happy to review and give you some comments or feedback on the homework.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. All right. We'll end the recording now. Thanks for being with us.
Okay. Nice to see